Thank you for joining me for part 2 of this series all about grass seed. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to read the label of a grass seed bag when you're at the store so you can make the best decision on finding the right grass for your lawn. So with that, let's get out of the weeds. Now that we talked about the different types of cool season grass, what should you buy for your lawn? The first thing you need to do is look out in your lawn and determine if your lawn is full sun, part shade, full shade. So you need to look and determine how much sun each area of your lawn gets each day. Now, what the grass seed companies have done to make it easier for homeowners is that they put on their label usually what they're for, so that if you don't really want to look into what's in the bag of the type of grass seed it is, you can just look on the front label and determine if it's good for your lawn or not. And so a perfect example of this is like this I'm holding right here, sun and shade. And so for this, if you have part of your lawn that's in the sun or in the shade, it'll do good in both. And so this grass seed mixture has a mixture of some of the grass types that are good for shade and some that are good in full sun. And so you kind of get a little bit of both. You'll have other mixtures that are primarily for shade. You'll have others that are full sun. You'll see a wide variety of them. But now that you know which type of grass is best for each spot, so you can actually flip over the bag of grass and it'll actually show a label on the back breaking down all the different types of grass that are in those bags. Also, with your different types of grasses, there are many different cultivars of each grass type. So just because you get Kentucky bluegrass, there is almost an unlimited number of different types of Kentucky bluegrass, or perennial ryegrass, or turf type tall fescue grasses. There's all types of different kinds, and you will actually see the names on the labels on the back of grass seed. So most grass seeds will have a mixture of each type of grass. So if it's a Kentucky bluegrass grass seed, it's not all going to be one type of Kentucky bluegrass. It might be 3 or 4 different types. So the main difference between the different types of the same grass will be maybe some are better for full sun, as opposed some of them do a little bit better in shade. Some of the Kentucky bluegrass maybe might do better getting a little less water. Some of them are more disease resistant. So they put in a mixture of the same type of grass that all have different qualities to give you kind of an overall good lawn, as opposed to if they just throw in one type of Kentucky bluegrass in the bag, you're going to get the good and bad of whatever that type of Kentucky bluegrass is known for. So here we have 2 different types of grass seed. So on the left here we have Black Beauty sun and shade, and on the right we have Black Beauty with Solar Green, a heat tolerant Texas bluegrass. And so you look at these and you might say, I'm not really sure which one I should buy. So let's flip the bags over and see if we can learn more about these grass seeds. So if you look here on the Black Beauty sun and shade mixture, you can see just in this bag alone you have perennial rye, fine fescue, and turf type tall fescue, all in this bag. And so as opposed to this one over here, this Solar Green grass mixture here, that we have a mixture of some turf type tall fescues in there, along with some Texas bluegrass, which I'll talk about Texas bluegrass here in just a minute. So I want to help you guys understand how to read the label on the back of grass seed mixture. So on the left here, you have your different types of grasses broken down and the percentage of those grasses that are in there equaling 100%. So you have your different grasses here, and then you'll see here inert matter. 1.4% of this bag is inert matter. And what that is whenever they are getting the seed ready for putting in this bag, they will actually get some soil, some dirt, some pieces of grass in the bag, and so all of that stuff is inert matter. And so 1.4% of this entire bag has some of that stuff in there. So when you see other crop seed, that is things other than your normal grasses that would be listed up here, but they can still actually be grasses. So another one that would be a other crop seed would be considered orchard grass, which I'll show a picture up on the screen, which is another one that can really stick out in your lawn because those don't look like cool season grasses. And then on the very bottom, you got 0.02% weed seeds. So those are some of the weeds that'll grow up in your lawn. So it's very important to know when buying grass seed that not all grass seed is the same. Some will have much higher percentages of those things, of the inert matter, other crop seed, and weeds than others. And so when you look at your grass seed that you're about to buy, flip the bag over, and the lower those percentages are, the better it's going to be, because you don't want to buy really cheap grass seed that has a lot of inert matter and other crop seeds and weeds that's going to be put in your lawn, because that's more things you're going to have to fight off later in it. So when buying grass seed, you want to get as low as percentages of those as possible. And that's also going to be a big difference in the price between your cheaper seeds and your higher end seed, is that the higher up you go in price for seed, most of them are going to be more pure and not have as much of the other things in them that could be bad for your lawn. Next, on the back of this, it shows you where the grass seed originates from, so where it was grown at. And this tells you the germination rate. So what this means is that for the top one, the tall fescue up here, has 90% germination. And so that means 90% of the seed in here can potentially germinate if it's under the good conditions of watering and taken care of properly. And so when you're looking at grass seed, you always want to try to get these percentages above 85. 85 or higher is pretty good. If those numbers are below that, chances are you're buying pretty cheap seed. Next, we have when this grass was tested. So this bag was tested in November of 2020 to actually come up with all of this stuff. So the last very important thing I want you guys to know when buying grass seed is down here. And so it lists out the states where they can sell it. So they will always have a sell by date. And so you can see that up here it lists a bunch of states. So I'm in Indiana, which is right here. And then it says sell by February 28th of 2022. The reason this is important is because sometimes big box stores will have a ton of grass seed sitting around and it can actually get old. And you do not want to waste your money buying really old grass seed. So earlier I mentioned Texas bluegrass whenever I was reading the label of this Black Beauty Solar Green bag. And so what I wanted to mention is that this is actually a new seed mix that Jonathan Green has come out with this year that has Texas bluegrass in it, that is supposed to be able to handle a lot higher temperatures than your normal Kentucky bluegrass. As I've talked about in earlier videos, a lot of cool season grasses like to check out right at about that 85-degree temperature. And this bag actually says that the Texas bluegrass that's in it should be able to handle up to 100-degree temperature. So I actually bought it this year because I wanted to test it out to see if it does do a lot better than what I'm used to. So when comparing all the different cool season grasses, I would say that the overall easiest to maintain to have a nice yard would probably be turf type tall fescues. The Jonathan Green Black Beauty grass seeds are really high quality grass seed that will give you a really nice lawn that I definitely recommend. With that being said, there are many different grass seeds by many different companies, so make sure you just do a little bit of research looking into them and flip the bag over, look at the label real quick, and you should be able to tell if it's pretty good quality grass seed. Most of your cool season grasses do really good together, and so that's why you see them mixed together in bags of grass seed, because they will come together and make a nice lawn that does good against heat and stress and disease and many other things that may come against your lawn. So a lot of the cool season grasses do really good together. In my next few videos, I will be talking about actually growing grass seed, and I'll talk a little bit more about each type as we go along as you see some of the grass start to grow where I'm planting it here in these videos. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you guys learned a little bit about grass seed. And I just want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time when we get out of the weeds into a beautiful lawn.